Glass currently has critics torn across the board, and I partly think that this is down to the film's ending. Throughout this video, I'll be giving my thoughts on how to fix it and give the superhero saga the satisfying conclusion that it deserved. I will be talking about key moments in the film's original ending, so there will be heavy spoilers here. If you haven't seen the film and don't want to know anything about its closing scenes, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. But for everyone else, I'm Definition, and welcome to the channel where I watch it so you don't have to. Okay, so in the original ending of Glass, we learn that there has existed a secret society for thousands of years that sets humanity at a constant level playing field by stopping both good and bad people with superhuman abilities. Personally, I think this twist is laughable, especially when we discover that they've existed for thousands and thousands of years, but no one has ever heard of them. It's completely out of the blue, disconnected from Split and Unbreakable, and hasn't really been hinted at in the prior movies, meaning that its inclusion in the climax doesn't carry the emotional weight that it should. I think this should have been scrapped altogether and removed from the final act. Instead, what we should have had is the events play out quite similar but with a slightly different conclusion. In my other video on the film, I discussed how I think that the revelation that the Beast's father was killed on the same train crash that caused David Dunn to discover his abilities was a masterstroke. His killing of Mr. Glass really brings the arc full circle and makes a lot of sense. However, in the original ending, the Beast is then shot and killed when Kevin grabs the light. David is then drowned in a puddle, and neither the hero or villain get a satisfying send-off. The puddle drowning just makes no sense, and whilst I get what the director was trying to do, showing that even the strongest of us have weaknesses, it just makes for two head-scratching deaths. What would have improved the ending in my opinion would have been for David at some point during the fight to wrap his arms around Kevin, similar to the climax in Unbreakable. This would make it almost impossible for Kevin to use his arms and hurt anyone else. Kevin, similar to the villain at the end of Unbreakable, could then run towards a body of water, hoping that Dunn would be weakened by it. These bodies of water appear throughout the film, so it's not like they're exactly hard to find. Both would become submerged in the water, and Dunn would be given a choice. He could either let go of the Beast and allow him to escape in the hopes of eventually catching up with him at some point, or realize that he is the only one that can stop him and decide to not let go, drowning both of them in the process. This choice, or rather sacrifice, would stop the Beast from continuing his rampage and would also give Dunn's death weight and consequences to it. In my opinion, in the final cut of the film, Dunn's death is in vain and seems like a bad way for the character to go out, whereas this would show that he really was the best of us, willing to give it all up in order to stop evil. This would still allow the world to accept that superhumans exist without the secret society nonsense, and makes for a much better arc for the character. Obviously, I'd love to hear your thoughts on my ending, and if you have an even better one. If you've got another final scene in your head, then make sure you leave it in the comments below, as I'd love to read it. If you enjoyed this video, then please like it, and make sure you check out my original ending explained breakdown and spoiler talk review on the film, which will be linked at the end. This is a channel for people who are super into superheroes, so if that's the kind of thing you like, hit subscribe. Thanks for taking the time to watch this. I've been Definition, you've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.